Hello students, we have already completed the introduction of plant kingdom. So let's move on to the flowchart of plant kingdom. So plant kingdom is divided into two. One is do not have differentiated plant body, which do not have differentiated plant body. Differentiated plant body, and the other one is which have differentiated plant body. The one with undifferentiated plant body is called as halophytes. They are called as halophytes. Halophytes are nothing but they do not have any differentiated plant body. And then what is differentiated plant body is divided into, it is divided into two, and they are without vascular bundles, without vascular bundles, and one with vascular bundles. One with vascular bundles. Okay, what is a vascular bundle? In which xylem and phloem are present. It is called as vascular bundle. Xylem and phloem together is called as vascular bundle. Okay, and the plants without vascular bundles are called as bryophytes. They are called as bryophytes. And plants without vascular bundles are called as bryophytes, and plants having vascular bundles, these are divided into again two types, and they are the one which do not produce seeds, which do not produce seeds, and the other one is which produces seeds, which produces seeds. Okay, so the plants which do not produce seeds are called as pteridophytes, are called as pteridophytes. Okay, so the plants which produce seeds are divided into again two types, and the plants which produce seeds are called as spermatophytes. Spermatophytes. And the meaning of spermatophytes is seed producing plants. Sperma is nothing but seed and phyte is nothing but plant. So the plants which produce seeds are called as spermatophytes. Okay. So these are divided into two types, and they are gymnosperms, gymnosperms and angiosperms. Gymnosperms and angiosperms. So these gymnosperms, they bear naked seeds. Naked seeds. Okay. So these angiosperms, in these angiosperms, seeds are covered in a fruit. Seeds are covered in a fruit. Okay. And then angiosperms are divided again into two classes. They are, class number one is dicotyledone or dicots you can say, and the other one is monocotyledone, monocotyledone or monocots. Okay, so these dicots they have two seed leaves, or you can say two cotyledons, two cotyledons, and these monocots have only a single cotyledon. Okay, and the example for dicot is you can say mango, peanut. Okay, then coming to the monocot, you have a single cotyledon, and the example is rice, wheat, maize. Okay, so this is the flowchart of plant kingdom. Okay, next, in the plant kingdom, algae, coming to the algae, because of having chlorophyll and photosynthetic property, these algae are placed in plant kingdom. Okay, so general characteristics of algae. So general characteristics of algae are they bear chlorophyll, they have chlorophyll for photosynthesis and food for food synthesis, and these are thalloid structures. That means they do not have any differentiated plant body. It means like a tree has branches, fruits, flowers, trunk, roots. So these all these things are absent in algae. That means these are thalloid. And these are simple organisms with unicellular body, and some are multicellular. Okay, and these are autotrophic. These are autotrophic. So you know the meaning of autotrophic, and largely aquatic. And largely aquatic. Largely aquatic. You know the meaning of aquatic. That means they can live in fresh and marine waters. Fresh and marine waters. Okay. So that is the meaning of aquatic. Next, they also present in moist stones. They also occur. Okay. So you can see these algae on moist places. Moist places such as moist stones. You can find these on the beaches. Okay. Moist stones, wood, and soil. Okay. Next. Some are in association with fungi. We have already discussed about this. Some are in association with fungi. That means fungi plus algae is equal to lichen. So we have said that lichens are pollution indicators. Pollution indicators. Okay. And these algae in association with fungi are called as lichen, and they are also in association with animals such as sloth bear. Okay, sloth bear. It is present on the body of sloth bear. Okay, so what is the size of these algae? Coming to the size, they starts from microscopic algae, microscopic unicellular ones, unicellular. Example, Chlamydomonas, Chlamydomonas. Okay. And then colonial. Colonial. Colonial means they live in a colony. A group of members living in a colony are called as colonial. So colonial like example volvox. Volvox. Next, coming to the filamentous like filamentous. You know the meaning of filament? It looks like a long thread like structure. So this filament like example is Elothrix. The most important example is Pyrogyra. This Pyrogyra is found in aquariums, home aquariums. Okay. Few are marine kelps, form marine plant bodies. Okay. And their cell wall, coming to their cell wall, these are placed under the plant kingdom because of having chlorophyll, and these are also the plant cells. Okay. So they have cellulose in their cell wall, in their cell wall, and also having carbohydrates. Carbohydrates. Okay. Next, coming to the pigments. Coming to the pigments. Coming to the pigments. These have chlorophyll, carotenoids, and phycobiliproteins and phycobilins. Okay, and phycobilins. And the reserve food material. Coming to the reserve food material. Reserved food material. These are the pigments present in the algae. And coming to the reserved food material, we have starch. They store starch as their reserved food material. Next, coming to the reproduction. Reproduction. Algae reproduces by 3 modes of reproduction, and they are vegetative mode, asexual mode, and sexual mode. Okay. So vegetative mode of reproduction is by fragmentation. And you know each a fragment develops into a matured algae. Coming to the asexual reproduction, it is done by zoospores. These zoospores are motile. The zoo means these are motile spores. They have flagella-like structures to swim in the water and give rise to the new plants. Okay. Next, sexual reproduction is by formation of gametes, male and female gametes. In algae, you have strains, plus and minus strains. So plus strain is nothing but the male gamete and the minus strain is female gamete. Okay. Female gamete. So fusion of these gametes makes the sexual reproduction. Okay. Next. Example for sexual reproduction is Spirogyra. You can see in Spirogyra the sexual reproduction. So it is isogamous. It is isogamous. Isogamous means both of these plus and minus, that means the male and female strains, they both look alike. Iso means equal and same. Okay, fusion of one motile and one non-motile is called as oogamous. So these isogamous gametes are looking alike, and these are non-flagellated. Non-flagellated, that means they do not have any locomotory organelles to flow from or swim from one place to the other. And the other type is oogamous. Oogamous type of reproduction is, it is also a sexual reproduction, but you have one motile gamete, which fuses with non-motile gamete. Fuses with non-motile gamete. Okay, so this is called as oogamous type of reproduction. And the example is Volvox. Okay, next, coming to the life cycle. These algae are haplontic. That means they have only haploid stages, not the diploid ones. Okay, algae are useful to man in many ways. Okay, so these are the uses. Coming to the uses. These are useful to man in many ways, and it has it fixes half of the CO2 on Earth. Half of the CO2 on Earth. Okay. They increase the dissolved oxygen content. They increase dissolved oxygen content in the environment they are present. They immediately increase dissolved oxygen content, dissolved O2 content in the environment they are living. Okay. Next, these are primary producers. This is a very, very main point or important point. These are the primary producers of energy rich compounds. These are primary producers. And they have energy rich compounds. Example, porphyra, laminaria. These are energy rich compounds which are produced by these algae. Laminaria, sargassum, these are all used as foods. Okay. Next, marine brown and red algae. Brown and red algae. Brown algae and red algae. Brown and red algae. So these produce large amount of hydrocolloids. These produce large amount of hydrocolloids, which are water holding substances. These are water holding substances. Water holding substances. And these water holding substances, they are examples: algin, carrageen, and agar. And agar. These are produced by these red and brown algae in the marine environment. So these are used as jellies. You know the agar. Agar is used in the powdered form, and it is also used in bakeries for making cakes. Okay, confectionery. Next, coming to the microbes. These algae are used to grow microbes and used in the production of ice creams and jellies. That means the algae which produces agar. So this agar is used in the growth of microbes and also used in the preparation of ice creams and jellies. Okay. Now coming to the kelps. So kelps like laminaria, kelps like laminaria. From these kelps, iodine is extracted. Iodine is extracted, and the chlorella and spirulina. Chlorella and spirulina, these are called as superfoods. These are called as superfoods, and used by these are used by space travelers. Space travelers, used by space travelers. That means in space they do not have any solid food materials. So these algae are used as food in space by astronauts. Okay. Okay. On the basis of pigmentation, coming to the pigments present in the algae, on this basis, they are divided into three main classes basing on their pigmentation, type of food they store. Okay. So the three main classes are, first one is chlorophyceae, chlorophyceae. Next, pheophyceae, pheophyceae. And then the third one is rhodophyceae. Third one is rhodophyceae. Okay. So chlorophyceae is about the green algae. Chlorophyceae is about the green algae, or green algae are called as chlorophycean members. Next, coming to the pheophyceae, these are brown algae. Okay. Next, coming to the rhodophyceae, these are red algae. Okay. So these are classified on the basis of pigmentation and the food that they store. Okay. So this is about the general characteristics of algae. In the next class, I'll explain about the chlorophycean members.